My name is Catherine Luttrell, and I am a self-taught seamstress and costume designer. I first realized I wanted to make costumes when my daughter was about 5 years old, and I went to a costume store and they were all cheap and cheesy and plastic and icky, and so I decided I could try at least to do better, and that's when I made my first costume. The first costume I made was for my daughter, and she was Pocahontas. This was actually years before the Disney movie Pocahontas came out, but she had a book about Pocahontas, and that's what she really wanted to be, so that is what I made her. Making costumes is a multi-step process, and for each costume it's definitely going to be different. Now, for the bulk of the costumes that I've made, they were for my nephew, and he was little when I started making them for him, so my sister and I would discuss what costume we wanted him to wear. So that was the first step, and then once we decided on something, I'll take, for instance, my favorite one was when he was King Arthur, and it's my favorite costume because it was the most complex. I had to learn how to make chainmail armor for a chainmail vest, and that was a challenge. It took about 6 months to make the armor. I haven't been working on too much lately in terms of sewing, but I have had a few people in my life have babies recently, and so I am preparing to make some baby bibs for each of them. I started making masks early in the pandemic when COVID first hit and there were no masks even for healthcare workers. I realized for the first time that I had a skill, this self-taught sewing skill that might be able to save lives, and I never thought that that would be something that I could do. So I took it upon myself to get a couple of other gals together and created a sewing circle. And together we made about 1,000 masks. For a brief while, my sister and I made and sold tutus and like princess hats for little girls, and it was a lot of fun, but it was more work than it was worth, so it didn't last very long, but it was fun to have a venture with my sister. It's called TT's Tutus because my nephew calls me TT and my daughter calls my sister TT, thus TT's Tutus. Sewing, like many forms of art, are a win-win for the creator and also for the recipients. And that is what inspires me to keep creating, because it makes me feel good, and hopefully it makes others feel good as well, the recipients of my wares.